Something I really appreciate about anime this year, and it goes hand in hand with video games. There's so many quality shows, quality video games that you can make an argument, whether it's from Baldur's Gate 3 to Tears of the Kingdom to a show like Helck, which honestly, man, brand new wise, something we haven't seen before. This is really creeping up the anime of the season and one of the best of the year contenders for me, because just look at sequels or carryovers. I feel like we do an injustice to put them almost combined with the new shows, because I mean, if you air a Vinland Saga in a season, I mean, that's gonna be probably my favorite thing. But when you look at brand new shows, something that's not a sequel, not a carryover, there's shows that this season are just doing something completely different. Shows like Helck, shows like Dark Gathering, Zom 100, and man, is it going to be hard, and I'm probably just gonna make it like a 3 or 4-way tie. But quality-wise, Helck is no different than any of the other best shows this season, and there's a lot of mystery, a lot of setup. You're asking a lot of questions walking in and out of any episode of Helck. When we end last week, we tossed two of our characters, our main character Helck, as well as Lady Anne, aka Vermilio, into an unknown new area, and there's a lot of questions. I mean, we're seeing, there's this one shot where she talks about how it feels nostalgic. The whole episode, I'm wondering if we're gonna be doing anything with time distortion. Did they get thrown backwards in time, forward in time, to a different world? Like, we just don't know. They have a moment in this episode where they use the map and it shows it's off of the charted territory, so it could just be they're in an area of the world that's never been explored, which is completely possible, but it gets you asking the right questions. And as we build into this almost buddy cop adventure, as Lady Anne is going to build a connection and most likely trust with her sworn arch enemy nemesis, this man's gonna ruin demon kingdoms, it's going to be one hell of a time, and I am so happy that people convinced me to try this one before this anime season started, because I would have been kicking myself if I realized I slept on arguably one of this year's best anime. Now, full live reaction to episode 5 of Helck is available on my Patreon. If you would like to see my full uncut thoughts as we watch today's episode, it is over there if you're interested. So there's actually a lot to discuss. So we get thrown into brand new uncharted territories, and you definitely, just from looking at the inhabitants of this island, I mean, the first creature we get introduced to is like a giant peep who, I don't know, I'm just waiting for it to turn into a monstrosity that tries to eat us, but in general, it's pretty damn adorable. We get a good variety of villagers that are the farthest thing from looking human or anything. I mean, if you look at the demon world in general, right, there's a lot of variety there as well. But it's interesting because Lady Anne is, one of my favorite things is actually the first thing we see from her, and she starts off just kind of being just so wowed by the lack of pollution. The fact that, when the initial waves come in from the ocean, she kind of gets startled because she's never seen anything like that. And most importantly, the fact remains, she's probably used to anything unnatural, something that hasn't been observed for a long period of time, might kill you, might be polluted, right? It's so interesting watching her just deal with such a beautiful, isolated area there's no combat, there's no toxins, there's no pollution, right? And the fact that every step of the way, she has this natural fear and resistance towards Helck. And something I've been saying every single episode is that her fears and her worries make a whole lot of sense. What person put in her shoes? Remove ourselves from an anime viewer perspective. We're in this world, living and breathing with it. Someone, a hero, a giant muscular beast that could probably one-shot our army, saying, yeah, I turned sides and now I want to destroy humans. No one should believe that at face value. Her skepticism, I think, is one of the most natural feelings that this show has, and very clearly what they're trying to do is that over a very long journey, which probably helps that we have two core here, she's going to have moments of trust, she's going to have moments of, oh my god, this man can one-shot anyone, but most importantly, it's going to be seemingly almost like a buddy cop adventure of trying to build that boat, try to get to where we need to be, but clearly uncovering a lot of mysteries about this world, their situation, beyond where they ever thought possible. And obviously, all we really know about Helck is about his brother, and apparently what he did to said brother, and how he wants to destroy the humans. And now that we know, at the very least, most, if not all, have now turned into these winged knights, there's a lot of mystery here, but they're doing such a good job at revealing the right questions at the right time, but leaving it so open where it's like we still have 95% of the mystery still to go to be explained, if not even brought up, so we ask the right questions. And I think by throwing these characters in a pretty peaceful situation, yeah, it's a little menacing at the end when some glowing red-eyed dude who comes to ask us questions, that's a little worrisome. But I like that this episode was all about getting us to be concerned about what the world actually is. Human village completely empty. Humans turn into winged soldiers that are now rampaging the castle, right? The fact remains we don't know exactly where the end goal of this show wants to be, but the fact that a buddy cop adventure where we wake up after a nap and Helck's already built the vacation home of our dreams, and to see this moment where it starts pouring rain and she's like, I ain't going near anything he built, I don't trust this man. He runs in, picks her up, she's ready to cast a fireball on his ass. And then she realizes that, oh wait, he just wanted to, so I wouldn't be wet. Like, every step of the way, these basic moments, you can tell how close she is to trying to kill him, or to attack him, or at the very least ask questions to expose his secrets, but she's so worried about everything, but she's having these second guesses. While Helck as a character is very fun, I mean, when they're fishing, he dives into the ocean and brings out Aquaman. Like, that seahorse looked like Aquaman's colors, and I'm like, bro, what in the actual hell is this man doing? It is fun. It's unapologetically fun, but it gets your mind racing. And I love the style of this show. I love the simplistic charm of He-Man in this world. And, you know, just the way they can shift over back to like the demon realm and have these moments of just absolute comedy, but also bring up the same types of worries and questions. So our boy, never gonna heal. He's always bleeding through his bandages, right? But the fact that he's like, if I had some hair, I could do a location spell. And he's like, oh, I tried to have it, but she made it burn. Oh, apparently your culture allows you to take the hair of someone going off on a journey. That's not creepy, but I'm the weirdo. It's just some really funny moments. And when they do the location spell, the thing goes off the map. And there's a couple of questions and answers that you could have with that. One, it means that they're just a part of an island that has never been charted on maps before, or it just stopped moving because they could potentially be in a different world, a different time period. We don't know. It wants you to not know exactly, are we still in the same perspective, the same territory, different worlds. There's a lot of uncertainty, and it's going to be interesting because no matter what, Helck has a goal. He has a mission. He is a man with a mission, and I think that mission is about crushing humanity for some reason or another, and it'll be very interesting where the bond between Helck and Lady Anne, aka Vermilia, will go, because right now Helck is a very cheerful guy. I mean, we get to see his aura level, like that golden aura, he, like one swipe with a weapon, he breaks it, and it's a good thing his hands aren't as easily shatterable, because otherwise, he wouldn't be able to use any of his strength. But it's going to be interesting for sure. I've been no stranger to hyping this show up since episode 1, and I'll be no stranger hyping the show up to the end of its run. I really like what they're doing, and while maybe this show isn't for everyone, that's okay. For me, it is that anime of the season level quality, and while yes, there's quite a few shows that are that quality, I don't think it's a bad thing when you can't pick just one to be anime of the season and you have 3, 4, or 5 that are all competing for that spot. That just means anime fans are eating good, and that's all you can really ask for. But let me know what you thought, especially if you're anime original like myself. Theories and speculations, there's a lot to dive into. Let me know your feelings down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're around here. Of course, ring that bell so you can get notified when I upload more videos to the channel. And like I mentioned, we do have that full live reaction to today's wonderful Helck episode available on my Patreon, and while you're there, you'll also get a video shout out. So today we have GG78cc, Krusty, Athmel, Travis Reigns, David Story, and Gordon Liu. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care and have a good one.